As we close the chapter on Season 2, the Florida Lifestyler Group podcast is preparing to broaden its scope. While our signature general discussions, the candid, open format conversations you love, will remain the heartbeat of the show, we are augmenting our programming for the upcoming season. We are utilizing this hiatus to develop a hybrid content strategy. Season 3 will feature the entertaining discussions you expect, paired with a new dedicated focus on educational content. Our goal is to provide a comprehensive resource that not only entertains but actively guides viewers through the complexities of the swinger journey. The Season 3 framework, what to expect. We are expanding our format to deliver a balanced mix of signature discussions, unfiltered, real talk conversations about current lifestyle topics and experiences, educational modules, actionable advice designed to improve your journey from etiquette to safety, community insights, engaging dialogue that bridges the gap between entertainment and information. Join us for the next phase to ensure you don't miss the return of our general discussions or the launch of our new educational segments. Take the following steps. Subscribe to lock in your access to our expanded content library. Like and share to help us grow this resource for the community. Enable notifications to be instantly alerted when Season 3 premieres. Entertaining the lifestyle, educating the journey. We are Florida, and this is our lifestyle. Enjoy.
Hi, everybody. We are coming to you live with another Florida Lifestyle podcast. And we got Mr. Dave Holtz today, and he came to tell about his lifestyle journey all the way from Key West, Florida. And he's going to help you guys get some understanding on what could possibly help on your journey. How are you doing today, Mr. Dave?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking your time out again, as I explained before, and yeah, just taking the time out to come and share your journey to
Yeah,
help others in this community with advice that they possibly need, and possibly they could find it through this conversation. So that's why
I,
I started this
I would
podcast.
love. Yeah, man. I love that you have that. You have that support in the community, and that you're trying to spread the word out there and keep things positive. It's very easy it can be a muddy thing, the lifestyle. It can be something you get a lot of people that are in it for the wrong reasons or might not have good intentions.
Right.
You know, so my personal journey, I'm always looking for good people and good connections before I look for anything else. Just like I'd invite them over to my place for dinner and drinks. If I'm bringing you into my home or I'm bringing you into the life, um, it starts with being a good human being first.
Correct. Correct. Now, how did your lifestyle journey begin, and so on and so on?
Um, I mean, I've been actively in the lifestyle probably for about 10 years. I'm single. I've been in and out of the bar and restaurant scene most of my life. Um, Probably 25 years ago, I started working in strip clubs as a manager, as a floor walker, starting out, and then eventually as a manager. And just kind of being around that world. It's a fun world to be in, but it can be very dangerous. It can be very plastic. It can be a very fake place.
Right.
So I knew I enjoyed being around, that kind of an environment. Who doesn't want to be around naked, beautiful people?
Yeah.
But I had to kind of figure out what my role would be and, how I would kind of navigate that in a safe way. And in a way where it was, it fit my personal life, and it fit, the consistency of what I would do from day to day, whether it was work or, my career, what have you. So I've always enjoyed that, and I've stayed in that kind of environment. So, and being in Key West, I mean, this is a very open to the lifestyle, but it
Right.
is a very tiny community. So it's hard. It's even harder yet to find like-minded people.
Okay.
Not only like-minded people, but people that you have a connection to. let alone being physically attracted to. It starts between the ears for me. As far as attraction and wanting to be around people,
Right.
in the lifestyle. So that's kind of how it happened. And, it slowly developed, whether it's dating apps. Again, living in Key West is very transient. So there's a whole new group of human beings down here every single day, and you never know who you're going to run into. So being open to those kind of vibes and those connections, um, and then you're gonna connect dots. You're gonna meet people, um, you know, whether it's Fantasy Fest, which is the biggest event down here for lifestyle that I've come across.
Okay.
Uh, and that's how, I make a lot of my connections. It's just that 2 week period in October, and then just maintaining those connections throughout the year and trying to meet up as much as possible when you can, whether it's their home turf or they're down here.
Right. So how did you get introduced? Did you get introduced to a female on the dating app or?
Yeah, there was a very specific, I've had people ask me what my craziest first date was, and I remember her
Yeah.
very clearly, and I remember that night very clearly. It was during Fantasy Fest.
I
Her,
figured that.
yeah, it was about 7 years ago. Like I said, it was really when I realized, what role I could play and what worked for me and who I was to the again being a single guy. That's a challenge in the lifestyle. There's a lot of
Yeah.
factors that can go against you because guys are horn dogs. Guys are they'll nail anything with a heartbeat. They're for me there's such a level of respect. I always try to go and act as though I were in the husband, the boyfriend, the partner, the male partner's shoes, and how would I want them to approach me and approach that situation. Being a single guy in the lifestyle gets a bad rap. But to answer your question, I met through Tinder, of course, this
Okay.
particular individual, and we circled each other for a few months actually. And then during Fantasy Fest, I happened to see her at a bar. We kind of had a moment, and we got to talking, and she had a bunch of friends, a whole crew in from Miami, a bunch of couples that were in from Miami, and she had been in the
Mm.
lifestyle for years. And she's like, "Look, this might be a little bit weird, but I've been hanging out with these other couples, and we've been getting after it. So if guys are coming up to me or girls are coming up to me, I don't want you to be freaked out." I'm like, "We just met. Like, I'm cool with whatever happens. It's Fantasy Fest, it's Key West. Let's just go with the flow, And so we had ourselves a nice little evening. And then she was like, they're having a party back at their place. You want to go? And I was like, yeah. Let's see what we got. We're not like together.
Right.
We just met. We kind of went back to my place and had our one on one, and I knew it was going to be a good time from then on. And went to this house party, and it was just like it was wild. It was just there was five couples, all just beautiful people too. I mean, I consider myself in pretty good shape, and I have no problem with confidence. But I felt out of place, like I got the golden ticket, and I got to see behind the curtain, and so I was just like, oh, I gotta make sure, you know, I gotta just play it real cool. Inside, I was like a kid in a candy store. It was wild, and it was, there was about start out with her and I, and then four other couples went back to her place. One of the other couples backed out; they weren't ready for it, and ended up being six of us, and it was wild. It was just a wild night, man. And you talk
Right.
about jumping in the fire, and trying to keep up with what was going on, and making sure, again, everybody's running around naked and all kinds of fun stuff's going on, but you got to be respectful. Some of these, I didn't even know some of their names. I just met these couples. I knew them for a couple hours, and
Mm.
so
Was
I
it
put.
difficult for you to approach him? I apologize for interrupting.
Oh no, not at all.
But was it difficult when you like think about like how when you want to approach to the play, like to when it comes to playing with the other guy's wife? Did it with it being your first time, what I'm
Right.
speaking of, like what did it give you some kind of anxiety in a sense?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm a
Okay.
human being, you know what I mean? Like I have these conversations with some of my friends back home, some of my closest friends that are, married with children, white picket fence, they're vanilla as
Right.
shit. And they like it blows their mind when I tell them these stories. And I'm telling it, and I'm just telling it like it's a Wednesday, like Wednesday night.
Yeah.
This went down. And I'm not like I'm not like oh,
Animated about it.
look, I fucked this guy's wife. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm
I
just like,
totally
dude,
get it.
this is crazy. Like I was this and this happened and this and I said, you gotta really bring your A game. Just to be able to perform in these situations, let alone act like you know what you're doing. Act like it's natural. Like yeah, that's like, yeah, I'm with this guy's wife. Now I'm with this guy's wife. Now, like, what's the protocol? You're in the middle of all this. You don't have time to be like, hey, is it okay if or, you don't want to stop
Right,
any of the action once it gets rolling. Especially it, it's an orgy. Like I
right, correct.
was invited to an orgy, whether I knew it or not. Right. So, and
Right.
I only had one ally that I knew in the room, and I only knew her for 3 or 4 hours. So, like, I say this stuff now, and it's those are dangerous situations that I could be putting myself in, right? Like kidnapping
Right.
situations and whatnot. But,
But gratefully, it was with lifestylers. So lifestylers, we're a very friendly community, fairly to the most
yep,
part.
yep. Yeah. Again, being polite. I tend to be in one-on-one situations. I'm a little bit more dominant. I can be, aggressive. Consent is my number one, regardless of one-on-one or group settings, what have you. I'm big on
But
boundaries. I'm big on expectations. I understand now at this point in the lifestyle, I play a role, and I'm there to fulfill. I'm not just there to bang the guy's wife. I'm there for both of them and whatever it is that they each want to get out of that situation. I've been chosen, and so there's a big responsibility, at least how I look at it. Um,
correct.
I'm kind of a competitive guy. I'm a bit of a jock, so like, I understand that there are literally millions of guys lined up waiting to bang somebody's wife. Again, we're men, we're animals, right? We're
Right,
primal. Um,
right,
so what is it about me that stands out that I'm chosen? And I've been fortunate enough, like I said, meeting good people. I've had some different couples that they've invited me to North Carolina or to wherever, Texas, or to wherever they live, to come hang out for a weekend and like just let's go fishing. Obviously, the other stuff's going to happen, but like
right,
they're good people. They just want to hang out. And that's
right,
kind of, that's the thing that I dig the most about the lifestyle, is the community, and it is tiny, and even smaller so is communities within that community, because you still have outliers, you still have people who are, they're lying, they're deceitful.
hmm,
There's still, especially in the world we live in today with content. Everyone's a porn star, everyone's got an OnlyFans, and people are trying to do
right.
each other dirty, and
Content driven than driven off the love. And
yeah.
even though we all have the passion for erotica, and we probably do like content, but
Oh, I love it.
it's not feeding the information.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing. And that's why I created this platform with others who's out here trying to feed the information as well with their podcast, because
Yeah.
I noticed that's what motivated me to do the podcast, because I started the fashion line, which I
Hmm.
made so we all could represent this in Florida discreetly, because
Right.
it's like a if you know,
Right.
like, it still looks presentable, but it says Florida.
Right. It's
So
it's 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 a lovely touch. It's very subtle. Yes.
thank you. And I seen others with the podcast, and I was like, this is not as popular as it needs to be. So let me add on to the community,
Right.
basically, you
Yeah.
know.
And it's weird, the society we live in, things are trending all the time, right? And I jokingly say, again with my buddies, like when it's Fantasy Fest, I'm like, yo, it's hot wife season. Like I got 2 weeks, it's hot wife season. Like it's good, and they're sending me articles about how like this shit's great. I didn't know this was a thing. And they're sending me articles that is in the regular press, and it's out in actual mainstream where they're talking about hot wife life saves marriages and how is this, oh, it's disgusting and why would you? And it's like
Right.
it's not for you to decide what two people need for their and I'm not saying
Relationship.
everyone's marriages get saved by this kind of stuff, but
Yep.
it's something that it can be a very empowering, um, very positive thing. And I know that I've played a role in some great relationships and helping them. I get thanked. I mean, like I get people that are
Right.
like, "Thank you so much." Like that was incredible. We appreciate you seem like you're really into it. I was like, "Well, I am. Like you guys are. This is cool. We're good people." You know what I mean? Like, obviously, yeah, we're having sex. That's great. Who doesn't enjoy that? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Um, and I always talk. I'm probably more into the vetting process than a lot of couples. Like I've had husbands that are like, "Yeah, man, we'll just show up and see what happens." I'm like, "No, no, we won't. Like I need to know what you expect from me. I need you to know what
Right.
I expect to bring to the table. I have boundaries and I have things I'm vetting. I'm saying no
That's
to
true because as a single male, now I like how you said that, man, because that's something that hasn't been discussed as males. All right, I'm a male that been in a relationship obviously for 20 years and I've been in lifestyle for over 10. I've been in since 2012.
right,
But what I noticed is that I put up a post one day and I said just because I'm a male don't mean I have standards and just because I want to fuck you just because you're around.
right.
I have like how women have standards. We have standards too as men, and I'm
Well,
glad that you said that as a single male
yep.
because y'all get the stigma like, oh, y'all just want to hump on everything, but y'all got
Anybody.
boundaries too. Y'all got things that y'all do not like, that you do like, that
Yeah.
you're not comfortable as couples making you feel a certain way, or so on
Yes.
and so on.
Yeah, man. I've especially in the last in the last probably 4 or 5 years, and again for me, my for Dave Holtz, it starts with identifying what it is I want out of my life and anyone that's in it. I have conversations with friends and family. The stigma of coming out. It doesn't necessarily have to be gay, right? It doesn't have to be
Right.
trans. It doesn't have to be this. It's coming out in any way that's against what's normal. Um,
Correct.
I date and live alternatively. I don't have a problem being on camera talking to you about this right now because 99% of the world knows what I'm about, and I don't hide it. I don't flaunt it, but I'll openly talk about it with my friends and family, and like, oh my god, I can't believe that's just you, and I'm like, no, you're asking me questions, I'm giving you answers. And my pops especially is like, what happens if someone you work with finds out your career? I'm like, dude, if they're seeing me on these platforms, they're in the lifestyle. They're not going to rat themselves out.
Right, right, because we're all kind of underground.
Yeah, they're not. I'm not going to go into a meeting tomorrow at work and they're going to have me on the big screen talking about being in the lifestyle. You know what I mean? Just fire him.
That
Like
means somebody's in a lifestyle, like you said.
you're not ratting me out. I mean, we talk about the upside down pineapple. We have these tokens that I use at work for different amounts of time that we've worked for the company, and one of them was a pineapple. And it's a pin that we have to wear on our gear. And
Right,
I always had mine upside down. It's a little gold one, and I'd be, if I'm doing whatever I was doing at work, and certain customers come through, I knew, I knew who people were because they would ask, "Oh, your pineapple's upside down." I'm like, "You're the only one that saw that. I know what that means. Like you just gave
right.
yourself away." Um, but it's I'm fortunate enough again in Key West. It's funny. It's more tongue in cheek because we're a lot less mainstream down here. It's a completely different world. I don't know if you've ever made your way down, but
No,
um,
yeah.
it is it's not Florida. It's not the U.S. It is its own beautiful community.
It's
Um,
like the island as it looks.
what's that?
It's the island as it looks.
It's incredible. Well, the community itself is very um, gay, trans friendly. It's progressive. It's all about inclusion. It's all about one human family. That's one of our mottos down here.
Okay.
So whether it's the lifestyle or not, it's about accepting human beings and all of their genuineness.
Mm.
Kind of got a little off track about the vetting process as a single guy, but uh,
This is great information. Thank you.
it's a long way to go for me to say, at least for me, I know who I am and I know what I provide. I know that it goes back to my caveman brain. I know there's a million guys lined up to bang your wife, right? So I want to make sure I'm giving everyone an experience that they're never going to get. I don't want to be forgotten. I'm not trying to be a guy that's just in line. So I've had
Right.
plenty of couples, and they're like, "Well, look, my husband wants to play with you," and I'm like, "I appreciate the offer, but you know,
That's not
it,
our thing.
I'm not here for guy on guy. Incidental contact, that's part of the game sometimes. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
That- that's
intentional
why as far as I go
contact,
after this.
right? Like, look, you're going to find yourself in some situations where it's like, hey, look, everybody's kind of smashed together at this point,
Yeah.
but that's incidental contact, right? So, if I'm trying to get pulled off to the side and the wife's over there, that's intentional contact. I don't, so my boundary, I've had a couple like, really? You don't want it? I'm like, no, I'm good. It was nice to meet you. I appreciate the conversation. Best of luck. So I'm big on the vetting process for me. Um, Being comfortable, I'm always going to meet out in public. I bartend from time to time, so if I can, I like to meet couples at my bar because there's literally a barrier between us, and if it doesn't go well,
Right.
no, there's no
Right.
harm, no foul, guys. You know what I mean? Like, have a good day. It only costs us about 15 to 20 minutes to know that this won't work. Um,
Yeah, especially vetting with the guy being a single male because you will know the mood of the relationship off of the guy.
Immediately. Oh, and my first couple, the first time where it was really like a hot wife situation, a couple where I was going into that world.
Okay.
It was an unstable marriage. They thought it would be something that would spice it up and fix it. The husband wasn't really sure. Then the wife was trying to find a way out, and I got caught in the middle. And it was
Oh man, because
hold
she's
on,
emotionally already detached.
because that's
So
what
when
women do.
you
She
come
was
there
already
and make
out.
her laugh and feel good, dude, she's gonna start getting a little Philly, and he's gonna get upset.
It was, yeah, man. It was awkward. Fortunately, it didn't. I mean, the initial time wasn't awkward, but when they tried coming back a few months later or whatever, and however it played out, it was, I've had to be the one that's like, look, I'm single on purpose because of the situation you guys are in right now.
But
Because you're trying to tape this thing together any way you can. Now she's digging me and trying to come off of you, and I'm not about the drama. Um,
right when it's supposed to be a sharing, open, love, transparent situation.
you can't get more transparent than the lifestyle. You're submit.
Right.
That's the other thing. I mean, as a single guy, I have other dynamics that I look for on my own, away from couples. The lifestyle isn't just about couples; it's about all of the things that we explore, all the kinks and all the things.
Right.
And being single in my own life and trying to fulfill that aspect, I'm there's an honesty to dynamics that it transcends. It's above. It's more intense than a normal relationship. There's more honor. There has to be more communication. There has to be more trust, because if you're giving your partner the freedom to explore that side of themselves with you or without you in the room, or however the situation plays out, that is the ultimate trust, that they come back, right? That you have that relationship, that you can share, knowing that you won't lose that partner. Um, Communication, that's the number one thing, I guess, for me. Whether I'm a single or I'm in a dynamic with a couple or whatever it might be.
You sound
And
like you would get a lot of callbacks.
what's that? Yeah.
You sound like you get a lot of callbacks.
If I wasn't in Key West, I would have no problem being a consistent, man.
Regular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a regular, so, um, and I take pride in that, because I'm a good human being. I try to be humble. I know I've said I'm a good human being about 20 times, but like that's what I'm looking for in a single relationship,
Right.
in a group setting. I only want to be surrounded by good people. And in the lifestyle, there seems to be a lot more honesty. Like I said, I've had even in couples that I've met in an interview situation or vetting process. I always go to the husband, and I've had the the guys flat out been like, "Look, you're the only guy that's ever you walked right up to me and introduced yourself and said, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you guys and see if I'm a good fit before I go right over to the woman."
To the
I've
woman.
actually I've actually been told I need to be more aggressive. Like you can like flirt with her, man. Like that's what
Yeah,
you're here
yeah,
for.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'll be like, man, but I understand the concept because it's like until you really know, you don't want to put yourself off in that
I'd rather be patient and reap the benefits and know that it's a real thing than,
one thing. Yeah.
I mean, again, during Fantasy Fest, it's a different beast.
Yeah, yeah, of
It,
course.
one of the first times, again, a couple that brought me into a group, I initially had met, and I didn't really get the vibes with them. I mean, they're great people, but they introduced me to their friends, and that guy's wife was a little bit more, seemed to have, I had the energy with her, and he was flat out like, "Hey, nice to meet you, man. Go ahead and grab her pussy whenever you feel like it." And I was like,
Right.
I don't know your name or her name. I'm
Yeah,
not that guy. I don't
yeah.
like, even if I'd known him for years, I'm not just gonna walk over and give her the bowling ball grip, and be like, "Hey, nice to meet you." But
Yeah, because to be honest, you wouldn't do that to your own woman.
nope,
Yeah, that's just I get it.
nope,
It's like, man, I wouldn't do that to my own woman if she was my
yeah,
woman. It's like I'm not just gonna walk up to her and even though I know she's mine and I can eat her like a piece of
right,
meat. I'm not just finna just
correct,
you right,
correct.
man. I get it, man.
Again,
I never thought of it that way because I'm one of those guys that be like, yo, get it, man. But
like, but that makes me even more timid though, which is wild because you literally have an open invite. Do whatever you want. I'm like, I still have to feel like she wants me to do that. Like I need there to be,
right.
and maybe that's part of, we all have our personalities for whatever reasons, right? So I don't want to get on the psychiatrist couch here or anything with too
No,
much,
but
but
that's good what you're saying because psyche is everything. It's all about the mindset. So
yeah.
that is good what you're saying because me as being a male, right, a stag, I don't do that when I'm with couples, but when I'm with single male, I do could tend to be a little pushy. And it's funny you
Mm,
said this, man, because my wife told me sometimes she's like, "You seem like you're being pushy," and I'm like, "They guys, man, they don't care about that shit."
right. Well,
But
then
you give me a clear understanding that that can get guys to be feeling a little timid and pushy because, like we explained, I never even thought about it. Like I wouldn't do this to my own.
right.
Wow.
Now there is no shortage of guys that'll run over there and grab them, but for me, it's about respect, and
I like that.
it's about treating your girl the same way I would treat mine. And when I
Right.
know that she's ready for me and is like hungry for me, I'm into it.
Yeah. Right.
To go straight introduction cold into straight into that moment. Maybe I'm a little bit softer, or I'm a little bit more of a pleasure dom. I'm a teddy bear, right? So like I need there to be an emotional something
No, I
that
get it. It
that
makes it
I'm
makes it more sensual.
yeah,
Definitely. It makes
yeah.
perfect sense, man. I'm glad to speak with you, Dave, because this is the perspective that a lot of single males probably feel, and you're expressing it.
Well, I'm not trying to give away my secrets either. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to give anybody an edge, man. I'm a single man out
But
here in
this is
the
what the
world.
show is about, man. Relativity, everybody so they can connect and relate from different aspects. Because
Yeah.
I spoke with other single males and they never spoke on that aspect in that depth. And I like that because that you probably gonna have some probably watching right now, like, yeah, man,
Right.
I'm damn right.
Well, I'm representing for all,
Stop trying to force me on your wife. You know I
right.
want her.
I'll let it happen naturally, But again, I mean, there's been situations. There's such a broad spectrum. I mean, I was talking with, again, living in Key West, being on these apps. I'm gonna connect and through all the different groups. I mean, I spend too much damn time on my phone trying to connect with people because, I travel enough that if I'm in your town, I'm happy. Let's have dinner. Let's have drinks. Let's see if there's something there. There's a connection, and you want to maintain that. Key West isn't a bad place to visit. So.
Right,
But I had a guy was like, yeah, come up. You're gonna come to the door. She's gonna answer the door naked. She's gonna serve. She's gonna be on her hands and out. She's gonna be at the coffee table. Like this whole other kink that was going on. I'm like, I don't even know your name. I don't know her name. And you
right,
like I'm kind of curious about that, but like I don't like. What if I show up and you guys would plan this whole thing around me being there? That's a lot of pressure to walk into. I'm an
right,
intellectual guy, so
right,
like that door opens and maybe
right.
there's something missing immediately, and I'm like, oh, I can't just turn and
Which
walk
most
away.
lifestylers are intellectual because we got to be some type of intellectual to be in this lifestyle.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
So that's deep what you saying. Like you was thinking, like, man, the kinks sound good, but what if it don't go as planned? That she just really sensually,
right,
and
right.
our husband mind, we got it like a movie. We like, yeah,
Oh
she gonna
yeah,
walk in, she just gonna be laid out and kissing all on him and sucking the dick.
like I mean that sounds awesome, right? Like that's fantastic, and I've been in situations that have worked out well so far. I've had a pretty good batting average. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had to walk away from too many awkward scenarios, or
Right,
immediately be like, no, hold on, guys, sorry, I know we've been talking about doing this. You showed up. This isn't going to work. Have a nice night. Like I try to vet as much as I can. Age of filters, the age of everyone's trying to scam. You got guys out there that are just sharing pictures of their wives to get pictures back. So that's a whole nother kink. Plenty of catfishing goes on with
catfishing
with
under
couples.
the sea. Yeah, under
Like,
the sea.
damn, dude, like that's its own kink. Like a guy
It's
playing the
not.
role
It's
of
not the recent pictures.
like, look, man, just like I'm talking to your wife, and just send me a picture of you flipping me off. That's all I'm looking for. Well, I can't I can't do
Yeah,
that right
that
now
too.
because I'm like, dude, I'm look, it's obviously you, Dan. It's not your wife, Jean. It's you, you know,
Right.
like playing your role playing, and I'm not into it. You know what I mean? Like, no, if it's your wife and she's saying all this shit that she's gonna show me, that's who I'm talking to.
Right.
Like it's so it's wild, man. It's a whole lot of sleight of hand and yeah, it's a lot of catfishing that goes out there. It's
Yeah, it is. So,
which is
guys, y'all couples, please put up your recent pictures, not
right.
your pictures from when you looked the best 10 years ago or 3 years ago. Put up something recent, man.
My,
We all lifestylists. We all know how it go. Everybody got a regular day.
it's right here, man.
Right, right.
That's
It's
how long
right.
it takes. Look,
Yeah,
my
just
thing is,
stop.
I want to see you're ugly, right? Show me you're ugly. Not like I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, show me your flaws. Let me decide. I'm not filtering shit. So like,
Yeah,
this is
show
what
me
you
your
get.
regular day look. Right, when you're out just hanging out
Because
or at the house.
when we're done fucking, you ain't gonna be looking beautiful. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be a mess. You're gonna be mess. You're gonna be a
Yo,
messy.
what I never got about that is people gonna see you eventually.
Right, right. Like, well, this is a whole other thing. Especially with single guys, right? Bulls. Bulls need to be these big, fit, ripped, 12-inch dick swinging guys. I'm a humble man. I've got a nice dick. It's not huge. I could just as easily lie my way into or Photoshop my way into a smoking hot wife. But I
Right.
still got to pull that thing out at some point in time. And that's the way
And
I look
show it.
at it with other couples and other women. It's like, look, you can make yourself the most beautiful, sexiest woman ever in the world. And that door opens and the clothes come off and you're just a puddle in front of me. You can't hide ugly. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather know what your warts warts and all is before I get there.
Size don't really matters no more anyway. I thought it did until I've been in the lifestyle 14, 15 years. Like
I'm
size
fortunate.
don't matter, man. So I'm a well endowed guy, and it's times that really works at a disadvantage, especially when it comes to getting oral sex.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I can get to the back of the throat real easy, man. I got,
yeah,
I
you
got,
ain't getting all the gawking. You
right.
ain't
I'm
getting
like,
hot to it.
woo,
Yeah, 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 right. Your head to the baseline. No, I'm getting the tip of the thingy.
right. You're barely getting past the teeth, you know. No,
They
I
just
got
want you to stick it in. They get it wet enough for you to stick it in.
right.
That's what I get.
I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not tiny, but like, uh, I've come across. You're going to come across size queens, and I get immediately disqualified either for body hair or for size.
Yeah, it's all a preference. It's all people
Absolutely.
preference.
And like I said, going back to this to catfishing, you gotta be careful out there. Just be who you are. Be genuinely who you are,
Yep.
and let your people find you. Um, that's the way I look at it. That's the way I don't take anything personal until it is. And even then, it's not my relationship. It's not my. I'm a single guy, so I should not. You got to have thick skin. You got to be genuine about who you are and what you want to provide. Again, I look at it as I'm providing a service, and I enjoy that. That's where I get couples like, well, what are you into? And I'm like, her pleasure. My pleasure is your pleasure. So like, uh, I know I've done a good job. I know that if I've provided that energy, that moment, that whatever it is that you brought me into your world and hoped would happen, I've given that to you.
But
You know, I I get a lot of couples be like, yeah, guys flake out on us all the time. Guys can't get hard, and I'm like, well, I said it's an intimidating thing to meet somebody, have a drink or two, and then be like, all right, my room's over here. Come fuck my wife with me. That's not an easy stage to perform on. Um, and like I said, I tell my buddies about it, and they're like, "What the fuck? You did what?" I'm like, "Man, there's been times where even I was a little impressed by the fact I could get through it. Like I made it, I made it through, but there was a couple moments where I was boxing in my head about like, all right, dude, don't think about it, just stay in the moment.
yeah,
Like,
we go through that. I went through that on our last event, last 2 months ago, or last month, and I went through that. Got the liquor dick.
yeah, man. Well, again, it starts between the ears. You could take 1,000 milligrams of Taldafil and
I'm telling you,
the blue
yeah.
pill and the tubes and all that. We got all the dick pills in the world nowadays, right?
Done been there, dude. Took
It
a dick
don't.
pill and still was soft.
I've never had a smaller, softer dick in my life than when I took 3 pills and fucking went to a event and was just like, oh shit, heart beating, face flushed, little ass limp dick, like fuck. I gotta try to smash this thing against something and hope it works. Like
Yeah.
I had I had one of the, oh man, I don't again, I have good stories, I have bad stories. They're all true. And I just try to find humor in them. But I had a local couple, and I had my eye on this girl. I didn't even know she was in a relationship. And she was friends with friends, and she's just oof, whew, just smoking hot. And I come across her on an app on Field, and I know her well enough that I shot her a message. I was like, hey, I think so. Just kind of poking around, and it was like, me and my boyfriend are looking for a third. We're looking for a male to spice things up. Locals preferred. I'm like, oh fuck, I know these people. Like I'm a local, I know them. So I reached out to her and was like, hey, I think someone used your profile picture and set up a fake account on this app I'm on. I said, I know that's not you. And she's like, he, no, that's us. We just started this thing, and let's say this is on a Friday. I'm like, all right, well, I don't, I know we have mutual friends. I'm very discreet. I'd like, if you guys want to have some drinks one night, maybe I'm a good fit. I could be the regular, whatever. I'm not trying to take you out of the relationship, but I sure would love to fuck you. Yeah, I didn't say that part, but
Yeah.
it was like 2 days later, like you said, liquor dick. We're at an event, and I ran into him, and and we're drinking and we're mingling and we're having a good time. And I end up talking to him, and I'm kind of standing behind her, and her boyfriend says something about, hey, I know I saw her on the app or whatever, and she kind of leans into me, and we start kind of fooling around at the bar a little bit, and I'm like fingering her underneath the bar, like this is happening, like this is gonna happen. He was like, "How do you feel? Like, how do you feel about coming back to our place? We'll do some fucking, we'll get some drinks, we'll go out, get some drinks, and come back." And I was like, "Hell yeah, this is yes, let's go." So we get into the car, and he jumps in the front seat. She jumps in the back seat with me, and starts blowing me and like wants to fuck me in the back seat on the way back to their house. I had never been that soft in my life. I'm like, is it the seatbelt in my back? Is there what is happening? No. And I'm like, I'm so upset. And we get back to the house, and we're fucking fooling around. And I mean, it is going better than I could have ever dreamed. This girl's hotter than I thought, and she's into it. And like, I am just smashing rope. I'm just like, motherfucker, like, God,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? And dude,
It happens
it's,
to
I mean,
everybody, fellas.
it does, it does,
At the best moments.
and God, right, that was my number one. Like, yes, this is gonna be a regular thing. I'm excited, and unfortunately, I mean, I was able to mush it in a couple times, but like, it just never.
Yeah.
And I said, like, afterwards, they were fun about it. The guy was, he's like, look, man, I brought you in to fuck my girlfriend. What the fuck, man? I'm like, I know. I'll bring my dick next time. I promise. It's my bad. My bad. I said I kind of got caught off guard a little bit. No excuses, but yeah, man, it starts between the ears. You can't.
Right.
If you start getting anxious, you start getting whatever. Like the first that first time that you're like, I hope I can get hard, or I hope I don't go soft, or I can get it up. As soon as you even think that, you're fucked. There's just no way out.
Right. Or if you
Um,
thinking too much about it being a good time and stuff, it's just
yep,
you right. It's like when you have no thought at all and you just chilling, it goes
yep.
perfect. But as
Oh
soon
yeah,
as you start thinking of some type of conclusion to this, like if you chilling, like man, I can't wait till we play. Okay, you're fucked.
yeah, man. Well, and it's hard not to. It's really hard not to, man, because you get, again, for me, um,
I don't know
you're
why it's like that. It's like the dick says, no, dude, you
nah,
think you're ready, but I'm gonna show you something.
like straight pulls back, man. And yeah, I've had to like, the most recent, I had a couple down here a few weeks back. I was fortunate enough; things went well. Hot tub, we're talking, having some drinks, and I'm just the whole time I'm like, don't worry, ain't nothing gonna happen. Like I'm just easy breathing, and like I'm trying to breathe through my dick. Like just calm. It's okay. Good vibes. And there was a moment or two where it was like I really had to power through it, and it had nothing to do with the situation that I was in. She was beautiful. I was like, this is I'm enjoying myself, like,
Right.
and it was still like, don't you dare, don't you goddamn, like we're in there. You're already in there. Like, so
Yeah,
if if we could record what goes on in our brain, but yeah,
yeah, definitely.
but it's yes, I think the lifestyle people operate at a different level, and I'm not just saying that because I'm one of them, and it makes
Right.
us seem like we're more intelligent, but it's a more extreme alternative. There's a lot more responsibility physically and mentally.
Mm,
There, like I said, the honesty and the communication of it is so extreme. The highs are so high. You have to be careful. After play, I'm a big after play guy. Like I've had situations. The wife is too drunk. It's the second time we're hanging out, and I can see it's going a little bit sideways. And I took myself out, and I said, "Hey, I can leave, guys. Like I'll let you know." And the husband, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry." I'm like, "The fuck you apologizing to me for? Like, we're
for
good,
real.
bro. Like, no."
For
I
real.
said,
We
"I
are
want you."
not pushing
I said,
nothing on no women.
"I said, look, I was like,
Oh no.
don't guys, don't worry. Like, he's like, I think she's had too much to drink. She started kind of getting a little emotional about whatever. And I was like, hey, I'm not here to bring that.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to mess anything up. So like, you got a responsibility. And again, I'd love
You
to
do.
believe I'm unique. I hope there's more of us guys out there that think this way, but it's the golden
You're great,
rule.
man. This is a great conversation. I was glad that you
Oh,
came
thank
on.
you. It's a golden rule, man. I'm gonna treat you and yours the way I would want myself treated and mine if I had one, right? Like I was brought up in relationships and seeing things just in a different light. I don't I personally wouldn't be able to share my woman with another guy in any capacity. So um I, I'll share the fuck out of her with some women. You know, I don't mind having my girlfriend has a girlfriend. That's lovely,
Right.
right? But and I don't say it with disrespect because I'm in this lifestyle. My
Right.
brain doesn't let me
It's
watch
just a
someone.
big step. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a huge
Yeah,
step to a man mental to
and I'm
do.
not saying never. I'm just saying I'm not mature enough to allow that or to support that and feel
Well,
it. It doesn't.
it's not a mature thing because I don't look at it as you're not mature enough. It's just a lot, man. It's a
Yeah,
lot because the first time when I entered the lifestyle back in my mid 20s and I admitted to myself that I wanted to see something like this, it was a lot for me to even um understand that honesty of myself.
right.
Yeah, and when I seen it for the first time, it was like I was caught up in some mixed ass emotions. Like I liked it, but I hated it at the same
Yeah,
damn
sick,
time.
sick to your stomach about it while it was going
But
on,
loving
but
it at the same time because she's so
yeah,
fucking fine. And it's like, man, I don't know how to feel right now about this shit. I don't know
well,
if I want to kick his ass or if I want to fucking
jump in
tell
and
him high
help.
five, dude. You get a
Right.
good thing.
Eiffel Tower, nice work. Like,
I don't know
but
what the
see
fuck to say. I didn't
that,
know what to do, dude. It was so much emotion
yeah,
into that. So I get
I,
it, dude.
I, I'm, I know that and I guess when I said maturity, I'm mature enough to know I'm incapable of handling that well at this point in my
Right.
life.
Yep.
I would rather be the other guy than the one that shares his girl with the other guy.
Right.
And even more, that's even more responsibility to me as a single man being brought into your situation. um, the emotions that you just expressed, it's my responsibility to do everything I can to make sure that your emotions are only going to be positive,
Right.
whether it's your first time or your 500th time. I don't want to be the guy that is involved and breaks things apart regardless of how far into your lifestyle journey you might be, whether you're in the beginning, the middle, whatever.
But I
So
think that comes with the individual couple. They have to be really secure before they even make decisions on playing. Because me and my
yeah,
wife, we've been together 20 years. We have our ups and we have our downs, right? But
damn
one
right,
thing about our downs is that we never intercept them with playtime and lifestyle. Like I never had a lifestyle argument with her.
right,
It's about personal shit.
right,
You know, and
absolutely,
I totally get it because a lot of people will cross things into the lifestyle. And like this is my wife described it best on the Secrets Hideaway podcast. She said this is the playground
correct. When
and
you're
you got
there,
your real life.
you step into that world. Now we're titties
Right.
out. Who wants? Nice to meet you. Let's
Yeah,
play.
no
That's
merging. It's no merging. Like,
no,
because I have a real life, we're parents, so we have a life, like a life.
yeah,
And outside of that, we have a and it's not that it's secretive. It's not secretive. My children don't know about it because I believe in keeping the child in the child's place. My kids don't know about a lot of shit because I'm an adult, you know.
right,
but
yep,
but we do keep our life separate because like it's we don't look at it as the same thing. That's what the thing is. It's like if we go through some shit, we don't look at it as like, oh, that's fucking up us in a lifestyle, unless it was a lifestyle related problem, which I'm
correct.
blessed that we didn't have those yet.
Well, you're fortunate. I know. Well, and that's
We
again,
had
being
emotions, but as far as like it haven't been nothing. Me and her been through way more stuff, more
in
serious.
in life
You're right.
than
In
than in
real
play,
life,
than in
right?
play. Right.
Right.
Well, that's
Like fucking
I've been
somebody.
there's
Man,
right. There's worse things. There's more important things to worry about. You know,
gotta take care of
roof
these damn
roof
kids.
roof over the head, college fund. Car payments. Like that's why you're in the lifestyle. That's fantasy camp. Like
Yeah, that's supposed to be the getaway from all that shit.
right. You don't take that with you into it, and so that's part of my vetting process. So like if I come across couples that are like, oh, we're new to this, I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be the one to test the waters for you guys, but
That's how I got with single males. That's kind of new. I used to mess with new single males back in the time, but as I got older, more mature in the lifestyle, it's just too much because it's like,
yeah,
dude, you're just like you seem hungry, and I know
oh,
you hungry, and I'm ready to feed you her. But
that's
guess
true.
what, dude?
That's why
Like,
we're all here.
yeah, yeah,
we're
but
all
it's
we're
like
all
I
looking to
got a text message today, young guy. He seemed pretty cool, and he was into fitness too. So I know my wife trying to get back on her journey and stuff. So I'm like, all right, this cool. This is kind of sync up. But then I was like, send me a face picture. What's your real name?
right,
Little shit like that.
right.
Because your
Like, dude,
picture, profile picture, got you with glasses on. I want to see your face, and I want to know your name, buddy.
bro,
In what city are you in? Like,
I've got right simple simple facts. Like, all right,
simple facts to
you
get
live
us
in
started.
Anchorage, Alaska. This isn't going to work out. Like even me being in Key West, you guys are what like up in Tampa or let's Central Florida or wherever you're at.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'm
around that
probably
area.
8 9 hours away. So like on a Thursday night, you can't just be like, "Yo, man, you want to come over and let's get down or something." I'll be like, "Yeah, I can book you next week." You see how long it took us to get a podcast
Yeah,
meeting scheduled? So like I've had situations like in Miami, and it's like that's the closest port for me to get to where there's that life, and that's
hmm
still 3.5 4 hour drive. So even setting something
Wow.
up for like a dinner or like a meet and greet, like not that I have expectations, but I'm driving 4 hours, so like I'm probably going to get a hotel room just because I don't have to drive back. My
Yeah,
resources that I have to invest in that. So like
it can get costly.
you get up there 5 minutes into it, everyone's like, this isn't working. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, I just spent $600 and 2 days of my time on my days off or whatever there's so many different things to factor in.
Things with the newbies, yes. Well, with us experienced people, because we're experienced. So we understand we've been there with those hiccups.
Yep.
We wasted a lot of people fucking time.
Yeah. No, look, I take pride in when husbands, boyfriends, what have you, are like, look, we really appreciate you showing up. Not even getting to the point where I'm fucking the wife, right? Just like you showed up. Like, well, I said I was gonna. What the fuck, man? Like we talked on the phone. I sent you. We've been going correspondence. Like I set this up. Like I'm not gonna not show up. That's just rude.
No,
Like
but it's
it
I
happens
understand the
all the
hangups.
time.
And couples do the hang up stage too. Like some people weigh out their options and then they
Right.
just have so many options that they just like, okay. It's like that when you throw parties. Like I host parties and then
Yeah.
people be like, well, I don't know. I'll let you know. And then I have to the way I throw parties, they're very small and very attentive.
Selective.
Yeah, they're
No.
selective and they're attentive. So I like to keep them small so I could attend and cater people the
Yeah.
proper
Work the
way
room and
and the setting, right? And
make introductions and
some
be a good
people just
host.
be like, I guess they'll think, I guess whatever they was gonna do canceled, and then they'll be like, oh, well, pop up at the party. Where's that? I'd be like, well, you gotta wait till the next party. I'm
Prior.
sorry.
Look, you're prioritizing bringing them in. They got to prioritize being 100% there and being involved and active and attentive to that experience without
Right.
expectations.
Without
Um,
expectations. Right.
without
Just
it.
to have a good time and understand the experience. Like the last party I had, it was a couple there. They didn't play, but they loved the experience. They met actually another couple that was a tattoo artist, and they got tattoos done by him.
Right.
I did my job. When his wife texted me and said, "Yo, they got a tattoo by my husband," And I was like, wow, that's the purpose of the party. That's what I told
Connections.
her.
You know,
Connecting,
you're linking people up, you're making connections, you're networking. Um,
right under
it
in the Florida sun,
right, and
because it's about Florida.
you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to come across, how they're going to affect your personal life, your professional life, who they put you in touch with. I mean, lives change in this lifestyle um, because of the connections and networking. Yes, we like to fuck. Human beings enjoy it. Lifestylers are going to be more open to that. The meet and greets, the parties, the things that you put together, they're sexually charged. All right. If you've done it long enough and you've done it well enough, that's the last thing that really is on your mind. Um,
Right, that's true. That's true.
like, yeah,
It
if
starts
this,
off that way, but it don't ends that way, type
yeah, like
deal.
if this goes well, I'm going to be inside a bunch of people tonight. This is great, right? But it's But the bottom line is, I want to meet the dentist. I want to meet the librarian, the teacher. I want to meet,
Yep.
the engineer or the artist or whatever.
So
And
many intelligent, creative people, man.
I had recently started talking with a girl, again, a single. Fortunately, she was fucking 1,000 miles away like everybody else. But and her thing was, I want to be fucked between the ears before I'm fucked between my legs. Fuck my brain first. And I was like, that's where I'm at. Like it starts here. If I'm not genuinely engaged, if I don't give a fuck about you as a person, I'm not going to give a fuck about fucking you as a person. I mean, I might take some head and then I'm out the door, but like, you know,
Yeah.
I would prefer to genuinely be thirsty and hungry for that experience with that individual, not just
Right,
with that body part.
right.
Like, thanks for the whole. I'm leaving. Like I don't. That's just you might as well have sex with a prostitute at that point. It's just not.
You're
It's
right. I no, no, I get it.
and I'm not
And-
knocking that profession
But
at
no, I
all.
definitely get it. If you don't want no type of connection or no type
Right.
of, you could just get it, wham, bam, and catch or watch a porno and jerk off.
She's doing her nails while you're behind pumping away. Like, are you done yet? Like, no, look, no, yeah, almost, but like, you
Yeah,
know,
you know.
like, could you at least pretend you're here? You know what I mean? Like, you're just playing on your phone while this thing's going on. Like, nothing. Okay, it does nothing for me. Like, why can't you get hard? I'm like, because this sucks. Because you
Yeah,
suck. You're just you could care less. Like, I need some
yeah.
kind of you know
Give me dead man see.
right dead fish just fucking laying there.
Yeah, please be done.
Like, is it over yet? Like, no, shut up. Like yeah, it's
Yeah, it was great talking to you, Dave. Now, before we head out, I got one more question to ask you.
yes, sir.
When you think of the term Florida lifestyler, what comes to your mind?
Florida lifestyler. I'm thinking sun, fun in the sun. I'm thinking of you, man. I mean, I'm thinking of this, thinking of that logo
Thank
right
you.
there,
Thank you.
that gear. I had no idea what to expect with this. I came into it completely open minded, like I come into all my situations that I'm lucky enough to encounter in this.
I'm
So
grateful for you. Thank you.
I hope that I feel like this went great, and I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and
Appreciate
I definitely have you in on the next season. And if
All
you
right.
guys want to contact Mr. Holtz, I'm gonna put his link that he provides for me to get in contact with you guys. So if you go to Key West and you need somebody to show you around the city for a good time,
Oh yeah.
definitely contact him because I know a lot of people travel. So go to Key West, you got a friend now. Wow,
Yep.
right there at the bottom, where the link in the description, right there. And Mr. Holtz, man, this was worth the wait.
Oh yeah. Thank you, man. I'm
It was
glad I made it
definitely
count.
worth the wait, man.
I'm,
It was interesting. I learned I stepped inside a single male's mind. As a male, we all got single friends, but
mhm.
to step it you're very expressive and transparent. And I got to see more into it grew me.
Oh man, you're gonna make me blush, bro.
Nah, man, this is for real. I'm very genuine about what I say, man. This
I believe
this
you, man.
grew me and it made me improve my approach to my single male friends that's even my regulars.
Right. Okay.
Now I understand why they kind of be blushing sometimes when I be like, man, such a ass, man. Why
Right.
you
Get
gotta
in
think you ain't
there.
fuck her 1,000 times?
Like, go ahead, get in there. Like,
Yeah, like you
oh,
did this 1,000 times, bro. Why you acting slow? Why you act like
right,
get it on? Like,
right. Get in
no, bro,
there.
it's not a movie. It's like get to chill with her. I wanna see your girl. I wanna see her chill and
Right.
talk.
Like, I need to, there needs to be some back and forth. I can't just be like fucking looking at her like a pork chop, my eyeballs bulged out and tongue flapping. You know, like, trying to,
You see her smile and shit a little bit, man.
right. Let me get, there has to be a little flirt and I need to, get her warmed up, like, shit.
Well, thank you, Mr. Holtz, and we will talk again soon.
Yeah,
You guys be
count
sure to
on it.
tune in to Mr. Holtz, man. Key West. Visit him. He's a great guy.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate
We
you.
are Florida, and this is our lifestyle. Thank you
Represent.
again.
Represent.
And I will get you some gear. I'm gonna send you a hat. So
I
I'll
appreciate
message
that.
you. I'm gonna take
All
a
right.
little break after this. I'm gonna run to the store, but I'll message you and get your address and make sure I send you a hat.
I love it. All right, brother.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Appreciate you. I got you right back.
Yeah.
All right.
I love this spot.
Me too. The music is perfect.
And our drinks are amazing.